Hopefully it's live. Might go live right at 7:55. Alrighty. Welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody. Bam. It's Third Rail Thursdays. Welcome, welcome. How's it going, everybody? I'm Go VR Go Home. And you're watching Third Rail Thursday, part of the Third Rail Thursday lineup. First Thursday of the month. As always, my friend, the fanciest man bun there is, they make it like that. And we're always on his channel the first Thursday of the month. We were there last week for 4 hours. My internet was garbage. I missed probably the first hour and a half of that. That, it is what it is. Alexa says hi too. She's here. She's always here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Oh, yeah, it's just Tim then. Tim's broken. And then, so, Tim is the first Thursday of the month. And then I always cover the second Thursday of the month. And then next week, we'll be over on my other good friend's channel. That's Eminem Rails. Always hold it down that third week. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks today. 2 weeks. I hope you guys have marked your calendars with that giant red X, because we will be doing the GVO After Dark super cheesy Christmas special. Bring your nachos, because there's going to be lots and lots of cheese. Unless you're, carrot sticks and celeries kind of person, I don't care. But I just want to pre-warn you. Also, I want to go over the Christmas stuff. The Christmas stuff is very important, because if I don't, if I'm not forward about it, then of course you're gonna miss out, and you're gonna miss all the deets. I gotta give you all the information so that you're well informed, and I feel like I've well informed you. But first, I want to say hi to everybody, because I'm so happy that you're all here. So, y'all got to work on your early game, because Wigwag was like, what was it, 2 or 3 hours early to this live? He gets to the live before I even make it. I don't even know how that's humanly possible. Wigwag, you're the guy. Oh man, I have no idea how you do it, but you do it. And of course, Mark gave up. He's like, you know what? I'm out. But we have a bunch of other really cool people here today. Of course, we've got DK. That's Dwight Curley. How's it going, Dwight? And why is it all gray now? Okay, I gotta fix that. Hang on. Because I'm looking through my chat and everything is like highlighted, but it's highlighted gray. Okay, now it's blue. There we go. I fixed it. Yeah. Sorry. So sorry. Okay, yeah, we've got Dundas Junction Model Railroad. James. Hello, James. And we're also going to take note of some names as well. James is one of them. Eminem is another one. And, of course, Trackside Mike. Keep it on the rails. I know, he does it better than I do, but you're going to want to make sure that you follow them as well. James and Mike do a great show every Monday night at 7 o'clock. In fact, they're doing our pregame show for the Christmas show. So where we go live at 8 o'clock, this is in 2 weeks, got to remember, the Christmas show, GVO After Dark. Thursday, December 22nd. They're going live at 7 o'clock over on Mike's channel. They mic it like that. So much information, so many names. Over on Mike's channel, Trackside Mike. Now I gotta do it as a. My name is Chris. That's how I can get it all out now. Hey Roger Coleman's in the house. How's it going? Yeah. So they're doing the pregame show for us, and it's going to be a doozy. So we're going to want to join James and Mike over on Mike's channel, 7 o'clock. Okay. I don't know what they've got planned, but it's like the Christmas Eve to the Christmas Day, you know, all that anticipation and build up and hot chocolate, you know, sitting by the fire. They're going to do a great job, and definitely I fully support them. So make sure you do subscribe to them as well. Mark is saying that I'm a CN fan. Yes. That's all I have to say about that. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Chris from CP Whiskey Creek in N-Scale. How's it going, Chris? And yes, of course, Eminem. I already said, hey, Eminem. 2 M&Ms. And of course, I did mention Trackside Mike as well. How's it going? How's it going? And I do believe that I saw Bernard from Mini Prince. Mini Prince is in the house. How's it going, everybody over there? Mini Print Land. Mini Printer Land. Hopefully you guys got to see the live the other night where Bernard announced the winners for the December Peanut Butter Lid contest. So many great entries. I don't know how you pick a winner from that. It's way too cool. And Kyle, hey Kyle, how's it going? And Anthony Dodge and the Model Train Outsider. Hey Anthony, how's it going? Everybody's here. Everybody's here. We can party now. All the cool people are here. All right, guys. So tonight I'm going to do a little bit of work on the layout. This general area here, which I'm going to show you, it's going to pop up on the screen. Tick tock, tick tock. There is a bit of a delay with it. Not a big issue. It's just how these cameras work. But once I see it pop up there, I will know for sure. There we go. You should be seeing. We're gonna ballast some stuff here because it looks boring. It looks like it needs some ballast and some color and some rock. You'll notice that little retaining wall that I did there. That and the building that it does light up now, sort of. I mean, I don't have it hooked to the power, but that was the one that I worked on last Sunday on the Sunday Brunch kit builds. By the way, that happens every Sunday on my channel here. We show up, we work on the layout, we work on kits. A little bit of everything. That's right. So I do want to, before I get started with that, before we start working on the layout and getting busy with that, I do want to mention one more time, because it's very important, the Super Cheesy Christmas Special, which happens in 2 weeks. That's Thursday, December 22nd, starting at 8 o'clock. But you'll want to be over on Mike's channel for 7 o'clock for the pregame show. Something that we do every year. If you guys are long-time viewers of GVO After Dark, you will have seen several years where we have done, you know, we always wear our ugly Christmas sweaters and stuff like that. So we're going to continue that tradition, and we're going to do another one this year. We've got a bunch of very cool sponsors that are helping us out with some gifts. and some are on the way, some are already here. And definitely I had some contributions as well from some of the GVO crew members. And that's James and Mike. They sent some stuff that I can give to you guys as gifts. I really appreciate it. That was super nice of them. So we're gonna do some gift giving in a couple of weeks there. So the rules for the giveaway and whatnot, you know, you're gonna have to sub to M&M Rails if you don't already. I don't know what you're doing. Trackside Mike and Dundas Junction Model Railroad. If one of my admins can throw those links up in the chat there, you know I super appreciate that. So that's just Mike and James and Mark. I always get Mike and Mark. Mike and Mark. Mike, Mark. So Mike, Mark, and James. Throw those 3 channels up there or links. That way everybody can go and sub to you guys. Me as well, obviously, but if you're already here, then I can only assume, but I might be wrong. You'll want to be present, just like the presents, but present spelled differently, in the chat December 22nd. So just like you are right now. Oh, DK, thanks for the, we want water. I'm getting to the water. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I do need the pour stuff. I've got the coloring for the water. I've got the bottom, what would technically be the lake bottom color. I just need the actual water. But I will do that. I don't know if you want me to do that live or not. If that's a request by you, then I will definitely make that happen. Absolutely. Yeah, so you guys want to be present. Hey, Russ is rocking. ORR, how's it going? So you guys will want to be present. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for those links. And yeah, you guys will want to be present for the live, just like you guys are right now in the chat, because you guys are going to be able to win something. Typically, what I would do is I would say, okay, let's say there's, 40 people. Pick a number between 1 and 80. And everyone start spamming and putting, 6, 35, 44, in the chat. And we'll give it a couple of minutes or so just for you guys to get your numbers out there. And then we'll show you the number of what it was. And then I'll go back and I'll announce it the following week after Christmas. So Boxing Week, I'll do a live. And I'll let you guys know who the winners are and what you have won. At that point, you'll want to send me an email with your address so that I can send you said present. And the presents will be shipped out in January. I also wanted to let you know that if you are watching or if you do plan on joining in on the whatchamacallit, the contest, if you're not 18 or if you're under the age of 18, please get permission from an adult. Same with you, Mark. Get permission from an adult if you would like to join. If you'd like to join. They're already guessing numbers. I don't have the number yet. Yeah, and then basically, yeah, because you shouldn't be giving your email and your address and all that out online. Obviously, I'm pretty safe. So, but I do have kids. I get it. I understand. So if you want to win something, and if you did win, I want to make sure that you get some cool gear. So just make sure, you run it by the folks. Also, there should be some prizes as well for some of the GVO crew guys, but I'll work that out soon. And then as well, for anybody watching who is part of the GVO crew, if you're part of the silver or platinum and you've been in that level for the past 6 months, so starting in July till December, make sure you do send me an email. Yeah, I'm going to send you guys some stuff in January as well. Got some posters for y'all. So, And if you're not a GVO crew member, then check the link in the description. Right? Right. Okay. I think that was it. Yeah. And I don't want to show you that because that's all the little details and stuff for the show. Can't let that get out. All right. I'm tired already. Oh. Stormy Sky Production, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, just by a show of, who's here, throw into the chat the scale of train you model. So if it's N scale, just throw up an N. If it's HO, HO. If it's HO, N2, something, 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 whatever. But G scale, love it. O scale, just put an O, But yeah, just let me know. I'm very interested to see. Yeah, okay, so let's get started. I've got some stuff raring to go. And I'll go back through and I will check on that stuff. Oh yeah, you can kind of see her. Yeah, she's in the background there. She's chilling, right? You're good? Are you good? Yeah, you're good. She's falling asleep already. Oh, we got John, we got Cornell, and we got Derek. Derek won last year. Derek was one of the winners. I think he won a bunch of winter trees from Grand Central Scenics. And David Atkins, how's it going, David? G-Scale 2 starting in spring. The grandson and I will be starting a garden railroad. That's awesome. Derek says, ho, 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 'tis the season. Yeah, this is the one with two eyes. The one with one eye isn't allowed down here. He's kind of a butt, so he bugs her. So, got to keep them separated, And Tim and Chris are the only HOs here, or N scales here. Uh-oh. She ain't no hoe. All right, so let's change this up just a little bit. So this section here, let me tell you about this section. So this is probably like a major section of the layout here. There's going to be a lot of traffic. It's the middle of the layout, and it also feeds both up and down, going both west and east. 4 tracks, it's quite a bit. Also on the other side of this bridge, which you can't really see, is a station. So the 4 tracks, over the 2 bridges, which this is that whole Walther's elevated station kit, I had to get a number of pieces just to be able to build this. Mind you, I already had some of the pieces, so it's okay. But there is, there's a lot of individual pieces that you need to get, individual kits, just to build something, this elaborate, right? Yeah, so what I wanted to do is I took some of these short walls and I put them, and I made a, actually I'm going to show you this. So first, you can't really see it because it's behind the retaining wall, but I took a piece of, can I see it with this? Yeah, you can kind of see it here. So this is a piece of paper. I laid the paper down and I traced out the area that the piece of foam that's behind there has to cover. So that's what that white piece is there that you're going to see laying across the tracks. So I basically took the paper, put it along there, and I cut out a shape. And then I took obviously I had to tape several pieces of tape together to get that, to fit. Then I taped it to a piece of foam as a template. And then I cut out the piece, but in foam form. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay, now that's out of the way. So then I basically glued a bunch of these retaining walls together, and I glued it up against. I added the nice little railing on the top there. That was Mike's idea. Shout out to Trackside Mike for that. I think it looks really nice, and I painted it blue because the blue is nice. So, and it stands out from the background, you know? It's like if I painted it green, you wouldn't see it. If I painted it yellow, it'd be a little bit much. And the yellow is for here, you know, the safety railings. So, but yeah. So, because, yeah, that area there, there's not much to look at, you know, and I didn't know what to put there. And I had this building, which is part of another building, which is left over. I think it's the downtown industrial shopping center kit from Walthers. And that's just one of the buildings. But for here, it's just the back of the building that's facing the tracks. Again, it all lights up because I did add the Woodland Scenics lights to it. So that's fun. But yeah, here it's just a background piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a whole bunch of trees in here, just kind of coming out, so it'll all blend here. And I'll do that later. But for now, I do want to ballast this area here because I want to finish this top part up so I can focus more on the foreground. And I need one of those little cup things. Give me a second here. Oh, yeah, because they make it like that. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I have to pay him royalties every time I say his channel name, so I'm going to try and say it less. Because with the amount of times that you can say that in a live stream, it's like, there's a lot. You can say it a lot. Alrighty, so I'm going to start that off there. And hopefully this works. And Bachmann makes this. I know you guys have seen it before, but for those who haven't seen it before, it's my little ballast hopper. And this is how I get my ballast looking Primavera. Super primo. There we go. And that was one full hopper there. Now I should have... Where is it? I'm going to check in here. I'm supposed to have... That's not it. Wait, maybe I put it up here. Yeah, there it is. Is it? Whatever, I can use it. All you need is a soft brush anyways. So I'm just pushing this right along here, and I started at the end that I wanted to kind of stop at. So I'll be able to do a looser amount down the other way. And now I'm going to talk even less. It's like, how do you get this guy to shut up? Put a paintbrush in his hand. That's how you do it. Hey, Randall, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. And Doug, how's it going, Doug? So I'm just going to clean off the top of these ties here. Ballasting is not my most favorite thing to do, but it's one of those things I find that not scares people. I don't think any of this actually is scary, but a lot of people will shy away from it because they're like, yeah, but what if I mess up or something? And I'm just here to show you that that's okay. It's okay to mess up. I mess up all the time. I'm not like pro at this, so I'm not about to pretend to be. But I do like to have fun. And that's what the hobby should be. Should be more about the fun. And stop worrying about, what others will think. And I want to make sure that none of that is higher than the actual ties themselves. And you'll be able to see, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, I'm going to have to go over that a couple of times. And I'm also going to have to do a cleaning of my track soon, but I definitely wanted to do a large section like this and get this out of the way so that I can focus more on the foreground. But I also want to be able to run a cleaner through here and get all that done and over with so that when I run the cleaner, it's going to do what it needs to do and then move on. See, it's not perfect. I'll be the first one to say that it's not perfect, but what is perfect, right? Hey, McCarville Studios, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Just doing a bit of ballasting right now. So, of course, I do want to finish this side, and then at some point, I don't know what point that would be, but at some point we'll cross that bridge, literally and figuratively, and we'll do the other side where the station is and the station platforms. But I do want to make the platforms a little bit longer. That's one thing. And I do want to add some background buildings to that side as well, which should be cool, because I don't think that the trees should be the entire visual point for the the back here. They should just fill in as, oh, look what's in the background. It's trees. You know, but it shouldn't be the only thing you see. So we're going to put lots of stuff in front of it. I'm really sorry about that squeaking too. Can't wait to show you how this section will look when it's all lit up and whatnot. I think it's going to look really cool. We're going to bring it to life. And we're going to add some street lights and whatnot as well. Just to, you know, little accent pieces. And then at that point, we'll be able to add stuff like minifigures and whatnot. And we've got a lot of detail parts from mini prints that I will be adding. So we'll definitely want to watch for that. But there's like 100 things you have to do before you get to that point. That's the only thing that sucks. But still working through it here, so we'll be all right. I'm just going to move that extra over the rail here. I also like having the camera right up there because now I can look at it and see, okay, is there any anything I'm missing? Any major little areas here that need extra attention? Yeah, all my channel members get little icons right beside their names. Right now, Wigwag is a little Go Transit logo. I think that's neat. And James has a little chevrons from Ontario Northland. And Mike has Canadian National. It's a little logo, but it does say Canadian National. There's 6 different ones to collect. But yeah, it's you guys are great for joining the crew, and I really appreciate it. It helps me make more content and better content, and then I can also do more giveaways and whatnot as well, which help for times like this, you know, Christmas time and whatnot. I'm able to do more reviews. And obviously the supplies for the layout. That also helps. How's that looking between the rails there? Okay, not bad, not bad. Randall, are you working right now? Are you trackside? It seems like you're always trackside whenever I'm doing a live. Gotta catch them all. Yes. I don't know if you're talking about trains, but gotta catch all the trains. Yep, I got members only giveaways as well. That is correct. Which I should be doing some stuff next week, or not next week, on the Christmas show for members as well. Yeah. With something like that there, I just do the names in the wheel. And spin the wheel. It's a lot easier. Okay, so can't do that, so I'm just going to use what is that, Alexis? You want to remind people to like and subscribe? Oh, okay. Thanks for helping out. Everybody in the chat's like, that's not what she said. So bring on supper. But that's your 5th supper tonight. How many suppers do you need? Yeah, just give me that evil look. Need to add a bit more in the front there. I'm honestly more worried about the front because it's obviously the front and you can see it and it's a lot more obvious, where the back you can get away with a lot more, hide a lot more there. But we're going to work our way forward tonight. We're going to start at the back here, except for the fact that I'm working on the front track. I don't know, it just seemed more appealing to start with that one. But we're going to start there, and then we're going to work our way to the back track, and then I'm going to seal it all. And I've got some more stuff that I want to show you, more stuff that I'm working on here. I mean, for the most part, that looks good. I will not complain about that. Oh, but apparently she will. What? Yeah, I felt like there was a little too much ballast here in the middle. So now I'm just kind of pushing it down. And she's under the layout now, causing trouble. And I want to make sure that it's flat up against that wall there. It'll all work its way down anyways, once it becomes wet with the rubbing alcohol and whatnot. So I'm not too worried. Track 3. We're on track 3 now. Track 4 has switches, and that's kind of why I'm like, let's save that one for last, yeah? So we're going to do these ones first, and then we will gracefully move over to the 4th one, where I will suffer a little bit, and you guys can watch me suffer. Who's up for some mild suffering, yeah? That'd be neat. As Tim asks me about ballasting turnouts. Yeah, go slow. Don't use too much ballast and keep the ballast away from the throw bar. And then you almost want to not hand lay the ballast, but like you want to like, you know, almost baby it, right? You don't want to put tons and ooh, that's awful on the ears. Sorry guys. Ooh. Yeah, you don't want to put too much ballast on those areas. I try to keep mine as thin as possible in areas where there's whatchamacallit, hand throws or ground throws. These ones are all hand throw because I definitely did not want machines under there, because those all come off the main. But yeah, putting a machine under there would not be good because of space underneath that. So I just made these all hand throw, and I can reach them all. That's, you know, right? It's not a deal breaker here. So we need a bit of ballast in the middle as well. Mini Print said stop. Uh-oh. House of Random, how's it going? Sorry guys. The other two tracks were fine. They didn't do that. This one definitely did, though. For that, I apologize to your eardrums. Okay, just put that on there. Gotta cover a large amount of area here. And we're just gonna run that. No, I'm just, just gonna do it again. Imagine if I did that as like a, what do they call it? An ASR or something? ASMR? Or, where it's like ballasting, but with really noisy objects. Use a power sander to put my ballast everywhere. No, I'm not drumming. I'm not even tapping anything. You guys are hearing things. Yes, we do. It makes that noise when I was a child, it scared me. I did not like it, and it still bothers me to today. So I kind of like, yeah, I try to avoid it. But now every single device you have gets that alarm, and it's a gross sound. Doug says I should get a Broadway limited Lightning and Thunder machine. That would be kind of cool. I have seen that. Same thing with the Rolling Thunder sound system. It's like a subwoofer, right? Is it an Ember Alert or an Amber Alert? They always seem to be like the same thing, though. Unless it's like a weather thing. There's a typhoon in your area. You look outside and it's like, no, there's not. Like, I know Canada's weather is very unpredictable, but oh. Butterfingers. Now I gotta fix that. And I'm probably gonna need some more ballast. I'm gonna make a reel about it. The difference between an Amber Alert and an Ember Alert. It's roughly gonna be like, well, an Ember Alert is like when you have like a flame, right? And you want to let everybody know that there could be a fire from that one ember. And, the potential, scary things that could happen from that ember. So, you send a text to a friend and then they text a friend. So that, that's a lot of people right there, right? So, but an Amber Alert, yeah, that's sent out whenever there's like, different issues. I'll make a reel about it or something. Which one is showing? Oh, that end. Okay. Yeah, I got a couple of cameras going here, so I'm like, which one is showing right now? Because my palm is like up against one, so I don't want you guys staring at my palm while I do this. Can't have nice. That's right. One bad ember ruins it for everybody. That's why I hang out with you guys. You guys are nutty. You guys are nuttier than a fruitcake on Christmas morning. Has anybody ever tried fruitcake before? Like, it gets a bad rap, but like, does it actually taste decent, or is it as legit gross as what people say? If we get like 5,000 likes, I'll find a fruitcake, and then I'll get Mark to do an AMSR or whatever they're called with fruitcake. And then, if he doesn't like it, he'll still eat it, but he'll tell you how gross it is. I gotta see. I didn't agree to this. This is a terrible idea. No one wants to see this. Legit gross. Okay. Nuttier than squirrel poop. Scratch made fruitcake. I like fruit cake, but only my wife's cake. For the record, I also like candy corn. My wife likes candy corn as well. I don't know, I hear corn and I'm like, nah, sounds healthy. I'll probably pass, you know. Well, I can't send you the wall. But, you know, like, if I... Hold on, where is it here? There we go. If you were here, right, because I can move the buildings, right, and you did little tags right along there, I mean, it would work. Minus the can. That's my... this is why I won't shut up right now, because I had one of these, so... But yeah. There's a whole naked wall here for you. And it's going to be buildings all in front of it, so... Yeah. You could graffiti that, because they make it like that. I just didn't. I didn't make it like that. I'm sorry. Is that disrespectful? I don't know if that's disrespectful. I wasn't trying to be, I swear. Mike, you know you're always welcome here. Shows up at my front door. Well, you said I was welcome here. Yeah, but it's like 4 a.m. Keep it on the rails. All right, you can come in. Let's run some trains. You can't get mad. Like, there's no way you could get mad at that. Yes, you're here at 4 a.m, but like, coolest guy ever, you know? So you can't get mad. So you don't really see the issues until you run a train through it. And then when the train like derails for whatever reason, that's when you're like, too much ballast. Didn't clean all the ballast. You know, all the things that could go wrong. Oh, and look, the ballast train is dumping the ballast. See, there was a lot of suggestions saying, hey, Chris, why don't you make it so that the cars drop the ballast? When we use our imaginations, they just did. Now, real talent would have made those actually drop the ballast, but they did not. Mark, don't say that too loud, Tim. That'll upset Tim. Hey, Sparky. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. Sparky says, your favorite spot is where on your layout, and there a place you're going to make better to make that your favorite. Do I have a favorite place on my layout? I don't know. Like, I don't have the lights on over here, but like the crossing over there, you know, on the bottom, I really like that because that's one of the first areas that I really, you know, road crossing, static grass and stuff like that. But then, you know, there's the upper area where I've got like the telephone poles, the road crossing, and like the way the train goes around this corner here is just, it's just right. You know, I know you probably can't see, or maybe you can see, I don't know. I get a lot of compliments on that CN bridge, which is green. It's like the brightest thing there. No, you can't really see it. But areas like that and how it goes down under the other bridge there, or the highway overpass, like I genuinely get a lot of compliments about it. And Like, I like it personally. I don't know. I don't know if it's my favorite, but everyone's saying hi to Sparky. Hola, ¿cómo está? Sparky lurking in the background there. Usually, you have to say his name 3 times, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm here, I'm here." I do need a Whiskey Creek sticker. There's a few that I'm missing. So, I do have... Let's quickly show you. I guess I can show you. I got a Paris Junction. And that was from James. Intermountain, obviously, from meeting the Intermountain guys. Of course, I've got a Mini Prince and a couple of Rapido. Because, obviously, these are favorite brands here, right? And then I've got a Nerd sticker. And another Mini Prints. I'm collecting all the Mini Print ones. But there's some that I'm missing. Like, I know I need a Heath one. Humanity Junction. I do need a Whiskey Creek one. Who else has stickers? I know I'm missing a couple. Who else has stickers? You know what I'm missing? I'm missing like a Go Via sticker. I need stickers too. I'd love to have stickers and then hand them out. It's just one of those things, right? Like, I never got around to it. I don't know. I should. I should do a lot of things. I don't, but I should. Okay, just backtrack here. Okay, so can I do this? Can I get closer to this so I can show you how I do this as far as... Can you all see that? Ooh, that's a wonky track right there. Sparky, you have stickers? That's right. Sparky has stickers as well. Oh, it only looks wonky. Okay, so it's not that bad. I can see it now. Okay, so if you guys can see that, I can see that. This is the switch right here. So if that's where the ground throw is, and the bar goes a little bit further, right? I want to make sure that I don't have an excess amount, you know, more than a few inches away from that throw bar. And I'm just... So if that's the throw bar there, I make sure that I stop 2, maybe 3 in front of it. And then the same thing in this direction. I don't go to the next one. I skip 1 or 2, and then I continue on. Because I don't want a lot of ballast in that section. I don't want it in it, around it. I don't want them to know each other. I don't want them to be best friends. I just want it to look like it's all one piece. And essentially it will blend. I'm very fortunate that this section here you probably won't get up close and personal with, because I mean it's so far back. Like this whole module thing here is like 2 feet deep, but there's an extra foot on here because my bottom section is 3 feet deep, so you're standing at least 3-4 feet away from that. So hopefully, you know, unless you've got really good eyes, that you can't really tell. Well, Sparky, I have to redo my scan because the day that I got scanned was at the OVR open house. And Bernard was having a few issues with his scan. So even though he scanned me, it didn't turn out well. But without giving away too much, I'm doing a special project with Bernard, and it's going to be a charity print where all the proceeds are going to be going to a charity. So I want to make sure that it's done well and well represented, and yeah, then they'll become available. And whoever buys one, all the proceeds, 100% will go to that charity. So that's why. And I have to go back to Toronto, which for those of you who don't know, I'm about 4.5 hours away from Toronto. So it's not really a hop, skip, and a jump for me. I was supposed to go in November. Didn't really happen. Then once December happens, it's like, yeah, I don't even leave my house. So hopefully early next year, I'll make it out there, and I'll do a rescan, and then we'll see how well they turn out, and hopefully they're good. And then as soon as they become available, I will let y'all know. I'll do a video. I'll advertise the heck out of it. And of course, you guys, all of you guys that are, avid watchers of the channel, you'll get first dibs. Yeah. I also have to work out the whole, plan as to, okay, well, what print and, how much and all that stuff. And, a minimum price, but if you did want to donate more, then that's cool too, because it is obviously for a charity anyways. And yeah. Oh, don't worry, Tim. I'll let you know when I'm in Toronto there. We'll go to McKay's, get some pizza. Go get some burrito boys. Mark, I don't think Mark never got scanned, and Dave is super busy like all the time. If I can pull the guys away, we can do that. And then I think as well, Bubs wanted to do a special one that was a mountain climber, I think. So he has to get some gear together, and he's probably going to come with me for the next one because he just had one where he was standing by himself. But yeah. Yeah. If you can print I would do a contest. If you can copy my tattoos onto my mini, all the more to you. I'm pretty sure you'll do a better job than my actual tattoo artist did. Oh man, Burrito Boys. I need a Burrito Boys in Ottawa. Growing up in the GTA and whatnot, all the stuff that's out there, we don't have that here in Ottawa. So yeah. I know Burrito Boys is how old is it now? 15 some odd years old, I think. I'm not sure. It's hard to remember. But yeah, we've got Bar Burrito, and I don't know. There's this other one. It's called Fat Bastard. They're okay, but it's not Burrito Boys, So, and I love me my burritos. But I will be sure to let you guys know once the minis become available. And yeah, all that information. That's why I don't like to announce things too soon. I can tell you about it, but announcement wise, it's not there yet. No, I haven't had a chance to order any of the minis yet. I didn't know if there was more that were going to be done or if that was it. Because at the end of January, I know that Bernard is going to, what's it called? Timonium or something? No, that was what he just went to. Ancaster. Ancaster's at the end there. So he's planning a meet, or he wants someone to plan a meet of YouTubers. So I'm waiting till he has like a whole bunch. And then I'll just order a lump sum. Probably be easier. I hate shipping, so Rick still has his promo code for 15% off. Yeah, that's not bad either, right? Because if you get $100, like it's easy to spend $100 at mini prints. So I mean that's $15 off right there. Yeah, Amherst. Amherst is at the end of January. So I wish I could go to that. Yeah, Trackside Mike does a really good job of painting all the minis up. Doug says, Chris, you got an open lane you can run a train through? I mean, technically they're all open. Well, I am technically working on this one, which is the one it would go through. But the camera's in the way. I know. It's been a minute since I've run some trains. I know I need to clean some track. But yeah, with this section here, because it's such a dominant section, a train would either be going this way or this way or this way in this entire section here. So it's difficult to run a train right this minute through here. Otherwise, I would totally be down. And again, I'm staying away from the switch there. I'm going to push this all forward. Clean off the frog, make sure the frog's good. I don't know. I'm sure there's like 100 ways to do this, and it's like, is my way the right way? I don't know. It's just the way I've always done it. So it's, you know, I'm not going to try something else here when one thing has worked for me this far. You know what I mean? You'll let dispatch know. And tell him there's a madman running around with a giant paintbrush. The good thing about an area like this where all the tracks are super close together is that I don't have to worry too much about, grass and stuff like that, because this is all ballast here. I mean, I could do some, overgrowth, but I would do that like way later, like much later. I just realized you guys are going to have 3 days in a... Is it 3 days in a row of Christmas shows? What day is Christmas this year? Whoops. What day is Christmas? Is it the Saturday? Or the Sunday? Christmas is on the Sunday. Okay, never mind. I was going to say 3 days of Christmas shows, but we're on the 22nd. Vinny's on the 23rd. Sparky normally does something on the 25th. And then Mike is doing something, Trackside Mike is doing something on Boxing Day, which is the 26th. So that's 4 shows in, 5 days, basically. Like 1 a day except for the 24th. Is somebody doing a show on the 24th that I'm totally unaware of? Which is a Saturday. Let us know in the chat, because we've got the 22nd, 23rd, 25th, and 26th. Christmas Day is on Christmas Day. Thanks, Tim. I think you're going to need to make a short about that. Hey, Ace 1314, how's it going? Yeah, 4 days of giveaways. What we need is we need another 8 people, and we can do the 12 days of Christmas. That would be amazing. The advertising for that basically sells itself. Guys, get on that. Come on. 12 days of giveaways. You don't like that idea? Too many giveaways? Yeah. Well. Oh well. Yeah, Vinny is Friday. So we do Thursday, Vinny's Friday, and then Sparky is Sunday, and then Mike is Monday. But we need somebody for Saturday. Because then that's 5 days in a row. That'd be crazy. That's a lot of giveaway. I'm just excited because that's like the best time of the year. You know what I mean? The best time of the year versus the best hobby in the world. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a whole lot going on right there. Okay, I gotta move this away from the throw bar. Get away from the throw bar. Okay. Good. So you'll notice that I'm not actually putting it in here, but I am definitely clearing out a little area here for that. And then I want to... Some people use a spoon. I use these little cups from takeout. You know, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. And of course, when I do decide to go across the bridge, you know, I do have to put in the extra ties and whatnot as well. Not a huge deal. That's something that will happen, though. I actually thought about doing something similar to it, where for like every single day up until Christmas, but like 12 days out, right? You do a giveaway every single day, just one thing. But it's like so much to organize, and then you're going on other people's time, and then you know, expecting everybody to show up every single day for 12 days. It's like, whew, forget it. The one guy that shows up gets it. Yeah, I'm sure if we organize ahead of time next year, stake your claim, you know, call a day. It'll be a lot easier to organize that far out. All right. It's definitely something that we can plan on doing, or some variation of that. I just don't want any. I don't want to get any phone calls in June saying, "Hey, can I have the fifth day?" And it's like, "Bud, it's June. I don't want to talk about Christmas right now. I'm trying to get my tan on, my non-tan." I can see it now. Possibly. Yeah. And Doug, guess when that is? June. You guys are going to be killing me in June with this thing. Me and my stupid ideas. And by stupid idea, I mean great. But at the same time. There goes the neighborhood. Soon, you know what we're going to need, guys? We're going to need a TV guide. You remember those things? You would get a mail out in the mail, and it would say all the channels and all the shows that are going to be on for the next 2 weeks. We're going to need a TV guide for YouTube streamers soon. Just putting it out there. I know it already feels like we have that, but it's like a, a verbal TV guide, but, But yeah, TV guide for streamers. Jim T is doing a TV guide for streamers? Oh, well, there you go. Now y'all just got to stay consistent with it. That's the thing, right? Because you can say that you're doing a live and all that stuff, but you got to stay consistent, right? Otherwise, it makes the TV guide look like a liar. Because there's nothing worse than waiting all week for a show that says it's going to be on, but then it doesn't go on. So, just got to be careful with that, Don't hold yourself to anything that you can't commit to. It's tough. Yeah, how's this thing looking? We need a YouTubers Anonymous for addicts. Well, I thought that's why we gathered like 7 days a week to talk about trains and, we complain about how expensive they're getting and how you can't just get one. And like when they don't make your road name, we vent about how they don't make our road name. I thought that was all real. That was all, we already do that. Only we don't put a label on it like YouTubers or Model Railroaders Anonymous, Oh, yeah. There's going to be some greenery in there too. I just, at the moment, there is not. But it's one of those things that, like, after I seal all this down anyways, like, because I got to seal it down, then, like, right down in here as well, needs some green stuff. And, yeah, right along here, there'll probably be some tufts. It's a good way to blend everything, Definitely. You know, for a section like this here, we're talking about like 2 to 3 feet long, about a foot and a half deep, probably. Didn't take too long to, you know, fill it with ballast, you know. It's, you know, cleaning it is the part that takes the longest. And all that extra detail that goes into it. Hey, Anthony. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the kind words. Walters has a cool weed kit. Huh. I will look into that. I normally get a lot of woodland scenic stuff, but I'm very open to trying different things. I have some tufts from Pico. There's some Pico tufts. Or is it Pike? I don't know. Angela Crawford, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. And, yeah, we do this little ditty every Thursday. We call it Third Rail Thursday. It's so addictive, it's dangerous, like a third rail should be. That's the spiel. That's all you get from me. I'm sorry. I'm not a commercial, but whatever. It's usually, the show itself is split between the three of us. So there's Tim from They Make It Like That. He usually does the first Thursday in the month. And I do the second Thursday in the month. Always here. Now, Tim does a lot of graffiti and weathering. And he also has a business where if you want something weathered or graffiti, you can reach out to him. Tim, if you want to put your web address, your email, your contact info, your digits, your MySpace. If you put your deets in the chat there, they can reach out to you if they're interested. And if you have a MySpace, I'm just like, wow. He has a MySpace. But yeah. And yeah, we do this every Thursday. And then I do the second Thursday. So I normally either work on the layout. Sometimes I'll do some graffitiing or some weathering as well, building kits, running trains. And yeah, then we're over on Mark's channel. I had to make sure I said the right M name because there's a lot of them. We're over on Mark's channel the third week, M&M Rails. And he loves running trains for you guys and talks about the layout and shows off his dog, which we can all appreciate. And then on the fourth week, the fourth Thursday of the month, we usually come together and do this little show we like to call GVO After Dark. We'll touch on different topics, usually model railroading, talk about news within the hobby and, of course, real railroad stuff. And talk about new releases, new announcements, get your feedback, see what you think. We'll let you know what we think. It's a very, opinion-based, even though Mark always says he doesn't really have an opinion about it. But, I mean, we all have an opinion about it. And then sometimes there's a fifth week. It's kind of like the free-for-all, Sometimes we'll throw an extra, if Tim wants to do another week because he's got a lot to graffiti, he'll take another week. If I'm working on something major and I need another week, I'll take that, But we like to keep everything model railroad themed. And yeah, we love sharing the hobby. So, and that's how we grow. That's how we grow as a community. Taking the time to do all this stuff and talk about it and share it. Hang out with you guys. He does. He runs trains. And yeah, sometimes I run trains. Sometimes. Usually, I was doing a thing for a while there on Wednesdays where I would run trains and I would do it for a couple of hours midday. By the way, how is my internet doing? Have I cut out at all? I can't really notice all the time, but how does it seem? Like, is it better? Is it worse? I got a new internet service yesterday, so I've been wanting to try that out, but I obviously just did a live today, so gold star. That's a solid commercial. I mean, it didn't really have any, there was no real, pizzazz to it. I wouldn't sell it. I definitely wouldn't put it on TV, that's for sure. But, but of course, that's just us, right? Like we got the, different, like Tim does a lot of shorts. So if you're a big fan of the shorts, if you like it simple, if you like it quick and under a minute, and you want to see what he's up to, then you'll definitely want to follow along with him. And then I do a lot of these lives. Sundays, the Sunday brunch kit builds. I usually have people come up and they're building stuff while I'm building stuff or working on whatever. That's always fun. And then, of course, we have a few counterparts on Monday. So Monday night, it switches between James and Mike. And was it Off the Rails Monday? Did I say it right that time? Off the Rails? Keep it on the rails. I can't do it as good as he does. I'm working on it. I'm trying to do it a little bit better. Yeah, I heard him say it in person one time, and I almost died. It was good. That's how good it was. I'm like, he said his thing. He said his bit. It was awesome. I almost died. It was good. It was good. But yeah, they do Monday nights. They switch off the tracks. See, why do I say off the rails? Is it because third rail and then okay, whatever. Off the tracks Monday. See, now I'm thinking, is off the tracks off the rail? It's because I think of throwing things off the, when you're off the rail or derailing something, that's just how my brain works. But it is off the tracks Monday, and it does switch between Trackside Mike and James over on the Dundas Junction Model Railroad. So check them out. Check them all out. It's good stuff. Okay, Anthony wants to know where I got my backdrop from. It's a good question. The short answer is eBay. There is a seller who's in the UK. The seller's name is Amanda Jane. It's all one word. I'm pretty sure it's a shop. I don't know the name of the shop or the store, but I search by name, and the name is Amanda Jane. And they have N scale and HO scale backdrops. There's two different finishes depending on the climate for where your layout is. I've got just a standard HO scale backdrop. It's 15 inches tall, and depending on the picture you pick, they come in 10-foot sections. So for the length that I need, I had to get a set of A, a set of B, a set of C, and a D set as well, which makes a total of 40 feet. And it's one continuous long photograph. And I had to do that for the bottom, the middle, and I'm still working on the top. I still need C and D for the top part of my layout. And it's a seamless photo that goes, that's right, left to right. And what you can also do, if you need longer than 40 feet, you'll let them know. And what they'll do is they'll take the D one, whatever D is, and they will reverse it so that it continues on and do E, F, G, and H. So you can have a continuous long, no matter how long, it could be the 4. It'll be the 4, but then, you know, you can make it into 8 or 12. Yeah. Ah! She's going after my paintbrush now. Okay. She's playing. But yeah, that is, yeah, that's what I've got going on there. And the middle one is just a tree background, where the bottom one, I think, is called Distant Town or something like that. And then the top level of my layout, it's the Rolling Hills and Dales, whatever a rolling hill and dale is. I just like that it's mostly sky with some mountainous background, but not really mountain. It's more of a big hill. Yeah. And Bubs is here. Hey, Bubs. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. What happens when you get to Z? Then you need a smaller layout. Because you got to remember, every poster, so style A is 10 feet. So, yeah. I think mine is less than 40 feet, but you still need all 4 to complete all the way around. So it's a lot. And then I think one poster is like $36 Canadian. And there's shipping, obviously, which I think is about $15. But every time you add another poster, it's $5 per poster to ship. And they ship them all in tubes. And then they put all the tubes in one of those big bags. Or if you get enough of them, it'll come in a box, I'm sure. Yeah. And they ship with a lot of care. I've never had any damaged posters arrive. How many letters are in the alphabet? Derek, if you don't know, I can't help you, man. Oh yeah, Mike, yeah, you're going to really start that debate, right? If anything, I would sooner go into my workshop area, because I've got a whole countertop there that I can make into a okay sized steel mill. I'm not going to say decent sized, but it's, you know, an okay size. Ugh. I had to sit down for a minute. My back was really hurting. I hope you guys don't mind that. I just, yeah, here I am. And it's already, yeah, we've been doing this for almost 2 hours. That's probably why my back was hurting. But either way, it's all good. I'm just happy to talk to you guys. But yeah, there's a lot's going on, you know, like obviously I'll spray this and add the glue and whatnot. I already have my glue mixture. Check this out. So I put in a bottle of glue, and this is the bottle of glue. So I'll empty a full one of these into here, and then I put some dish soap in. Usually about 3 or 4 pumps, and then I'll fill this up with water three or 4 times, and then obviously you got to mix it up good, and this will work really well on that. And it's a spray bottle. I know a lot of people prefer the eyedropper method, but because I don't have it set to, sniper mode, it's more like mist mode. It'll just mist the ballast, and yeah, it doesn't make a mess or anything. It's good. You do it on other parts of my layout that you've seen, so it does work. Just don't get like really close in there, and otherwise it pushes the ballast like that. You learn the hard way, let me tell you. House of Random wants to know if I'm still doing the station atop the Helix. Absolutely, it will go up there. The first thing I do want to do I do want to do. I want to get my ethanol plant in, because I've got all these hoppers and I've got all these tank cars and they're all over the layout. And I'd like a nice little home for them for when I'm not running them. I could put more shelves up on my wall, but at the same time, it's a lot of shelf. I'm okay with having some of my passenger stuff up there, but I'm going to do my ethanol plant first, which Bubs said he was going to help me come up with an amazing track plan for that, because he's really good at that. So he's going to help me out with that. I just got to raise the land up first, and then he's going to, help me put in the track plan. But I do want to put a train station up here. I want to say at some point next year it's going to happen. Early next year, though, will be the ethanol. I'm working my way up. Yeah. Got most of the scenery done for the bottom of the layout. I'm adding trees and whatnot as I go. And there's like little things. Like I do need some more switch machines for my yard, which is all on the bottom. And then second level, obviously the scenery here is done. So I'm kind of working my way this way while I'm over here working my way this way. And then I've got that middle section there that, still working on some of that stuff. But as I go, I'll work on a little bit and then I'll move to a different section, because then I'm like, I know what I want to do. And I get that vision in my mind and I'm like, that's cool. I want to do that. And then as soon as I hit that point where I'm like, what else do I do? Or what can I do next? Or whatever. I look around, I'm like, I've been eyeballing this other section. And now I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm going to work on that. And that's kind of how this middle section has come together. Like I work on a little 4-foot piece here and a 4-foot piece there. And then I just connect the two in the middle with another 4-foot part. It'll be areas that will have a significance. An area that, for example, if there's like a bridge scene, I'm going to work on that. And then if there's another section with a crossing, I'll work on that. But if it's just track in between that connects the two, I'll just fill that in, blending the two scenes together, if that makes sense. And then, just kind of, I do that all over the place. But I've shown no love to the top part of my layout. It's still skeleton. I do have to drop more feeders. There's literally one feeder that has been dropped for the top of my layout. It works, so I haven't had to do more. I should do more, though. But again, I haven't shown much love to it. What was the noise the sprayer makes when you get too close? What? Rage Against the Switch Machine. I think I missed something. Let me go up. Oh, Ed. Hey, Ed. How's it going? Happy Valley is in the house. The train station is going up there. I saw a question. Where'd it go? I thought I saw somebody ask what kind of switch machines do I use? Oh yeah, it was Mike. What switch machines do you use? Duh, it's just right there. I use the Walthers switch machines, complete with push button on the fascia. That's what I use. That's what I've used for most of this anyways. All mainline is usually where I put my powered switch machines. Anywhere that I can't reach as well, powered switch machine. Would I do it that way in the future, though? Yeah, I don't know. But there's definitely a lot of areas that I cannot reach, so I do need to have a powered switch machine. but I do also have the Caboose Industries ground throws. It adds a little bit more interaction and whatnot when you're operating. G Sharp, how's it going, G Sharp? Does one of your videos show how you paint your roads? Yes. Don't ask me which one. But I do, yes. There's actually my lower section where I did my crossing and whatnot. I show you start to finish, because I use foam core board, put that down, and I made my own crossings out of matchsticks. And then I used plaster, and I put the plaster over to kind of give it that shape. And then, yeah, then I fill it all in with ballast and whatnot. Yeah, if I find it, I'll make a short. So if you are subscribed, you'll see shorts and whatnot. And I'll see if I can link the video in the short, and you'll see it. And then that way you'll be like, that's how he does it. It's not amazing. Like, I do what I'm comfortable with and what works. I like to try different things. The whole matchstick crossing thing was actually an idea from Bubs, because Bubs made me some pieces for my station where you walk across the track to get to the platform. I'm yet to put them in, but he used matchsticks. So then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to try the same method for some railway crossings where, you have the wood pieces, and it works really well. Yeah, one of those little surprises where, you try something new, am I going to be able to do this? And then when you do it, you're like, oh, yes. So I do not have a signal system. No, not yet. It's on the list. I feel like I can add it after. Probably. I will be adding a block system. There's kind of already a block system going, but everything is currently connected. However, I've snipped my rails for the second level. I've snipped the rails for the bottom level. So that's already 1, 2 blocks, right? So as soon as I snip the rails for the top one, I'm going to have it as 4 blocks total. Bottom level, middle level, top level, and then helix. Helix is going to be its own block. Although the helix runs better than the rest of the layout. It's just how it happens. You thought I was going to say they make it like that, but that would have cost too much money. That would have been another $40 I would have had to pay. How do you run your passenger service? Very carefully. Freight always has the right of way, just like in the real world. But everywhere you have a station, I always have a bypass track. So for areas like the... can I show this? I will show you a really good example. Okay, move that. So, where that station is, because you can kind of see that station in the back there, there is one track, and there is several tracks in front of that. Now, let's say, for example, if a train is going up the tracks there, or up the helix, because it's going to go that way and it's going to go up, it's going to land right up here. And there's 2 tracks here. So typically the passenger would go into the right track, which I can show you right here. So when it comes up the helix, it's going to be in the far right track. That will be the freight. And then the passenger will be in the track that's second to the right, because it goes right up to the platform. So technically the track that's farthest right is the passing siding, if you will. That is technically a station, or will be a station, where those platforms are. Mind the ballast cars. I've been doing a lot of work here. Uh, so where those ballast cars are, that's basically the train station on that side. It'll continue around. It'll loop on the other side of the layout, and then it'll come back on either track 1 or track 2, which is your far left, and then the second to the left. Either one of those can act as a passing siding, but obviously you can see the track 1 goes into the station there, and that's where or not the station, but the yard. There's a yard there, North Bay Yard, which trains don't normally go in there because it's a dead end. They'll go down, and then it goes into the helix. It's like that for every level. I always have a passing siding so that if a train is coming towards you, you can wait at the switch, and then the train will bypass you. Usually it's to the right, just like in the real world, and then you can continue on down the rail. A lot of this is single track running, but for larger areas like this here, obviously, to add a bit more realism, you have several tracks. But yeah, I try to incorporate, crossovers and, I guess where you can switch tracks in case a train is coming towards you, bypass tracks, stuff like that. Because there is a lot of different little industries on the layout where you might be working, so you might need to bypass for a number of reasons. Hopefully that, I'm really bad at explaining things. I'm super sorry, Anthony, but hopefully that made sense. Yeah. Oh, Doug's out. Have a good one, Doug. Thanks for watching. Walther Station, yes. I have a couple of different stations. So that one on the bottom there, that is a Walther's. This is just one of my yards here. I've got just some. I've been working on some weathering. Bubs did those ore cars for me, but all the cars behind it, like the box cars, and I got a couple of Canadian cylindricals there. I've been slowly trying to get as much weathered as possible. Trying out different things and whatnot, and it's fun. I have fun with it, and Tim really inspires me to do more graffiti, so thanks to him, I do more graffiti. But yeah, there's my station there. That's a Walther's. And you can see those wires hanging down. That's from the building. I gotta get the little, the hubs, because it's the, I was going to call it Intermountain, the Woodland Scenics Just Plug system. So I need to get the little light hubs, and then create a whole thing for my second level here. Oh, and Stormy Sky is signing off. You have a good night. Thanks for joining. Interesting cameras. Yes, they are the Mevo cameras. I've got 3 of them, and I can basically cycle between all 3. You can see one up on the layout there, and then I'm controlling it all with my phone. So I basically click which camera I want you guys to see, or what view I want you to see, and it switches to it automatically. They're all connected wirelessly, and you can either record, as long as you put a mini SD card in them, but then you would need 3, or you set up a live like I did here today. And I usually use them for when I'm running lives, or running trains live, because obviously with 3 levels to the layout, it's tough to chase it around with one camera. So I wanted to get a bit of a camera system where I can, just click it and follow the train by which camera is showing whatever, right? Makes sense. To me, anyways. House of Random said that my caboose turned out great. Thank you. I think that's probably one of my favorite. Let me grab it because I love that caboose in general, and I was really worried. So, yeah. Like, this is one of those expensive cabooses. Like, before Rapido announced that they were doing more of these, this particular one was going for like $200-300 on eBay, and I was not particularly ready to, make it dirty or anything. Just for the fact that it's, if it's going for that much, whew, I mean, you can imagine how I feel about my True Line Trains caboose at that point. Because that one still goes for quite a bit. I've seen for like $400 or $500. But I took the time to weather this to go with my ballast cars. And I feel very good about it. And, it's kind of a leap, because most of the other cars that I do, they're $30, $40, $50, but these are about $100. And for the fact that this one was going for like $300, I was not ready to do that. But I tried it. You go out on a limb, and when you try and you take risks, good things happen. So in the end game for this, what I'm trying to do, or why I'm trying to do all this and learn how to do these things, is that eventually I want to do locomotives. I want to weather some of the locomotives I have. Not all of them, because you'll notice if you've seen a lot of, trackside photos and whatnot, you'll notice that a lot of passenger equipment, those locos are clean. Like they go for a wash every morning, and they have to be spotless. Mind you, there's still a lot of, black markings on the top, the soot from the, the stacks that are on there and the exhaust or whatever. So that's the top, but the sides pretty clean, which I try to keep my passenger stuff looking, mint. But when I get into the freight, I don't mind, weathering some stuff up. And the cool thing is that I looked at a prototype photo of, this is number 122, White Angus Caboose 122, and that's how it looks. When you look at the photo, it's not overly aggressively dirty. It has some mild sooting and dirt along the bottom, with some rusty parts underneath. And the top is, not looking great either. But again, the whole thing doesn't have to look like, it's been through, hell and back, right? Somebody asked, these are really good questions that you guys are asking. I can barely keep up. Tim asks, why do you do more graffiti? Don't even start, man. Because they appear like that in the real world. Gotcha. I do run DCC. This is my Digitrax. It is the Super Chief Extra something. Shoot, I don't know. I'm due for an upgrade. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I need an upgrade. But yeah, this is the DT402. And my power system is a DB150. It's a 3 to 5 amp. I think it's a 3 amp. And it runs my whole layout. Very happy with Digitrax. I know that everybody's going to have their preference. It's the whole, Chevy versus Ford argument. But hey, you know what? If it gets you from point A to point B and you're comfortable with it, then that's all that matters. And there's so many different variations. I remember when it was just, Tech 1s, Tech 2s for DC controllers. Doug, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's not here anymore, but... But yeah, with DC controllers, you got your Tech 1s, Tech 2s, and then there's these other, just little... You turn the knob and it goes, right? Now things are so elaborate. You've got different interfaces, you've got different functions, different brands, manufacturers and whatnot that, will run specifically for, a lot of different things. What, depending on your needs. Do you want it wireless? Do you want something to hold on to? For me, I've got one controller here, which is always hardwired. I can plug it into certain ports around the layout to get, so I can move around the layout. But I also have a wireless, there's a wireless unit that's attached to it. So when you download Y-Throttle on your phone, you can connect to my layout and run trains with your cell phone or tablet. And that's a Digitrax tool as well. Hey, it's the Railroad Empire. I am good. How are you? Just working away tonight, and now I'm I'm answering a lot of questions. Yeah, the Zephyr. I started with the Zephyr. It was a great controller. I ended up giving it to Mark. Mark has my old Zephyr. At the time when I needed it, my layout was very minimal. And obviously as you expand, you want to go with, something else. It's perfect for him and his layout. So for him, it's perfect. Yeah, Tim loves his Zephyr and he runs N scale. So, it's good for all scales really. UT4. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly the way of the future. Use your cell phone, use your tablet. Certain interfaces, like the interface that I use, is free. So you can buy the full version, but it's not even really necessary. And I don't think I ever will buy the full version because that's really just for guests. Like when somebody comes over and let's say they don't want to use my controller, or if I'm using it and they've got a phone, they can just use, they download the app and connect to my system. House at Random, absolutely, yeah. That's one of those things, right? Because when certain things become too rusted and too worked in, they just scrap them at that point. Some things are, beyond repair. So you don't see too heavy of a rust job and whatnot in certain areas, Yeah. Yeah, definitely. The Zephyr for a 4x8 layout is like perfect. Even like an around the room, if it was like one level. Because I think they're a 3 amp. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Zephyr is a 3 amp. And they say, obviously, yeah, we don't want that. If someone can axe that bot. It won't let me, but Thanks, Mike. Super Chief Extra with a Zephyr. Zephyr's pretty mobile and just plug in a DT402. Yep. Absolutely. There's still one more there. Look for the giant heart. There's no such thing as a free girl in your city anyways. Yeah, I think it's good when everybody shares, their experience and what they do. I think that we're all open enough in our channels and sharing and whatnot. Like, obviously, like, I'm not pro or anything. I do this, for fun. I work a lot, and this is kind of like my getaway, and just chip away. I'll chip away for 15 minutes or chip away for 2 hours. In this case, 2 hours. Although I think I've done more talking than working at this point. I tried the Rail Pro system. It's actually a great system. It's a bummer it can't be integrated with other systems. I think that's why I'm a big fan of Digitrax, because you can incorporate a lot of the different pieces, together, really. I do want to get a new Digitrax system. I don't know if I like the new controller or not. I don't know. It looks weird. I'm a bigger fan of the old school version, but it is what it is. I don't know. I think I need more power going throughout. Maybe like an 8 amp at that point, or I'll just add another 5 amp and then use this one here as a backup, so that I'm basically doubling my power. But we're also here. We're all here to help each other. If there's ever any issues or concerns or questions that you have, there's a number of guys that have been doing this even way longer than me. I'm just one guy as well, especially when there's like 100 ways to do certain things. You got to find what works easiest for you, what works best for you. An inexpensive route versus whatever, I'll do whatever it costs, to make it look like that or whatever. There's always somebody that knows how to do a certain thing a certain way. And it's nice that we all get to share these things with everybody. And, I watch a lot of guys' layouts just to see, how they do certain things and what they do, and if they hit a roadblock, how do they overcome that roadblock? So it's always fun. I'm not always there to give my 2 cents, but I will definitely see how you do it, because if I ever hit that roadblock, then I can say, oh, I was watching so and so's channel and they totally had a fix for this. So JMRI that's a long game plan, long-term game plan. I wanted to set up almost like a command station or a dispatch inside my Helix, because I have a desk, like I can put a little desk there. I can fit a chair in there and I can sit in there comfortably. It would be cool to run everything from inside the Helix as well, just because. And using JMRI, I'm not the best with computer programs like that. I'm still even working on the ESU system, where basically, I have the interface on my computer for ESU with the decoder thing where you can program locomotives and whatnot. So I'm taking baby steps with stuff like that, but I'm learning a lot as I go. Hey, Sidetracks. When he did the DCC research, I was going to go NCE, but when I joined my club, I matched its system. Digitrax was my system. And I do find a lot of clubs do use Digitrax. The Ottawa Hotrack uses Digitrax as well. All these guys out here in Ottawa, Mark, Dave, Brandon, they all, even Perry, I believe Perry uses Digitrax as well. All these guys use Digitrax. And it's super convenient that if any of them come over, they can either bring a controller or they can just bring their cell phone, and they already know how to use my system. So it's not like an hour of tutorial and then they can run the trains, you know? They can just get right to it. Yeah, see, and then everyone down near James, they have NCE, right? Like Sparky has NCE, James, and I know there's a few others. I believe, Mike, do you have NCE? I believe you have NCE, right? Sidetracks wants to know if I'm thinking automation. My layout wouldn't work fully with automation. And the main reason for that is because when things are automated like that and it's fully like hands-free, I find personally that it takes away from some of that. It takes away from some of the fun that you can have when obviously switching some cars out on the side and whatnot. So the main line, 100%, I could do the main line automated and not feel bad about it. Run trains for days on the main and, switching tracks and all that stuff. Sure, why not? But when it comes to, working industries, I want the full experience of, throwing a switch by hand, uncoupling by hand, all that stuff, right? I love that stuff because it makes you feel like you're the guy that's on the back of that train, waiting for the, and it's backing up. It's going to couple on, link, and then you got to check to make sure that they are linked. And you radio the guy driving the train. Okay, we're good to go. That's all neat. That's, to me, that's very hands-on, and I really enjoy that side of it. But that's just me. Was Digitrax hard to learn? I'm going to say no, because I started with a Zephyr. The Zephyr is like, it's like there's different remotes for TVs, right? But if you take away all these extra buttons and you just have your main, 0 to 9, your power button, channel up and down, volume up and down, I think of it like that. But you can get these universal TV remotes that have, 1,000 other buttons, and you're like, what? I press this button, it's not even doing anything. And that's how I see an NCE controller, is a universal remote. So even though it has all these extra functions and all this other neat stuff, it's like more to learn. So when I started with the Zephyr itself is very minimal. You got your function buttons, you got your forward and reverse, your brake, and, your functions of whatever they do. There's a little picture. I mean, it's basically, where's my controller? I'm gonna bring this over here and I'm gonna show you guys. Because I don't have the Zephyr here, but for those of you who are NCE, at least I can kind of show you something like this here. Now, obviously the buttons are very small, and I don't know if you can see, but this here is like a little bit of a step up from the Zephyr because you've got a few more buttons like dispatch, program, edit, find, back, enter and exit. And then you've got all your numbers 1 through 0. This is all basic stuff, right? Logo, you're choosing a logo. this is one loco, that's another loco. So depending on which one, so you're controlling two locos with this one. MU, if you know how to MU, then that's something that's a step up with, doing a handheld compared to the Zephyr. Although you can MU two locomotives with the Zephyr as well. But that was something that I learned way after. And then Bubs showed me how to MU 3 locomotives together using this. And that was so out of my pay grade. But I learned how to do it in like 5 minutes. And it was really, now it's something that I can do comfortably. And un-MU them as well. It's not just, connecting 3 locomotives, but it's uncoupling them as well. So, start with the Zephyr. You have a smaller layout, great. And then when you build your layout and it goes bigger and bigger and you want to do more, you can upgrade your DCC system as well. And with Digitrax, I just found it very easy, very comfortable to work with. Sometimes less is more. And for me, less buttons definitely helped a lot. So. And then, I'm sure if you start with NCE, you pick it up and, bingo bango, give it a couple hours and then you're good to go. And I think that could be the same with almost any of them. Even the ESU, there's an ESU system that you can get. And I'm pretty sure that even though it has like a picture interface to it and whatnot, you still got your controller that you can control the trains with, turn up the speed, turn down the speed, pick your locomotive, MU them. Sure. But, and then, of course, the price as well, right? Like, I think I paid about, what was it, $2 or $2.50 for the Zephyr at the time. I'm sure you can find one for about $150 now. But what if you want to run your passenger service on time and want to run freight at the same time? Well, I don't have timetables. So for me, stuff like that isn't really, a huge thing, right? Like if a train arrives at a section, and I'll do this. I'm gonna switch back to my camera here, and then I'm going to do this so that you guys can kind of see this. Okay, so if a passenger train is going this way, that leaves this track open. And if a freight is coming up this way, he's not going to go into the station for sure. But you're going to have to wait until this train comes up the helix, because he's already on his way up. There's no way for you to pass on the helix. And then you can just go ahead through. And then once that train passes here, you can throw the switch and then the passenger train will go. Eventually, I'd love to have a completely separate track system where passenger has its own tracks. If you guys, I don't think he does it, but he totally could because of where he's modeling. But Dystopia in N-Scale, he's doing basically like a downtown Toronto track layout system with Union Station, and he's going to run mostly passenger stuff. But the way he's doing it as well is that typically downtown Toronto, the Go Transit and the Via Rail, they have their separate tracks. And then, especially the Go Transit. The Go Transit has its own tracks because there's just two tracks, one going, I guess it would be southbound and westbound. Westbound and eastbound. Sorry about that. Eastbound and westbound. And then once it goes all the way east, it comes back on the other track west. But that's a point to point, where most of the stuff that I run goes in a loop of some sort. but those tracks are still separate, completely separate from the freight itself, which is a couple of tracks over. So I'd love to integrate that into maybe like a layout down the road where Go Transit will have their own tracks. They'll have full access to stations only. And then I will have freight tracks, which will only service freight trains, and they'll never cross. That would be amazing. But that's also a lot. Because most people will either do all passenger stuff and worry about stations and all that stuff, or they will do just freight and worry about all the freight side. Or they'll just do, a 4x8 and just run everything on their, on their track, right? My layout, my rules, this is how I want to run it, right? But I'd really like to get into that nitty-gritty of it where you can't go on these tracks because these belong to so-and-so. So you're going to have to find a bypass somehow. That would be cool. Yeah. When you get there, you get there when you get there. Absolutely. Okay, so I want to go back up here because I got a bit more to do, and then I want to lock some of this down. Can I do that? Will you guys see that? Okay, yeah. Because locking it down takes 2 seconds. Where filling in the ballast takes a bit more work. Let's be honest. And also, I need to mix more ballast because I only got a little bit left here. So I might have just enough because I make my own mix. I mix my own ballast and I make my own mix for certain areas, right? Like, so one area specifically will have, one type or one color of ballast. And another area will have a different. And then there's yard versus mainline. Just want to make sure I get all these spots here. Again, I'm being very careful around these switches, or hand throws, I should say. Yeah, the only spot is back there, but I don't need to do that because that'll get covered anyways. I'm gonna do a couple of spots like this. Do right in here. Gotta push that back. You're truly never done with this. You know, you'll always find something to add, something that you can do to improve. I've seen guys rip up entire sections and redo it. Not because, you know, they messed up, but because they thought of another way that they can do it that seems maybe more practical, or maybe maybe they just didn't like it. You know? So there's always ways to improve and make something look better. But I really like how this is turning out. Yeah, Operation Christmas, December 27th. Bring your nachos. Okay. I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with everything here and how everything's turning out. Just going to add a bit more ballasting here. And then I'm just going to run that along there just to make sure that's not on there. You know, the funny thing is that, like, when I put a camera on the car, it's like everything looks fine. And then I put the camera on the car and the camera catches all this stuff that I'm like, oh, well, it's too late now. Yeah, that looks okay. I did it. And I'll just put this here, and then you'll be able to see the section. Maybe turn it a bit this way. Let's see. I run Northeast Corridor, NYC to Shore Points, New Jersey. New Jersey Transit, Amtrak, and Conrail. Neat. Speaking of cheese, fun fact about Wigwag, I always have at least 6 types of cheese in the fridge. You know, we could be best friends right now if you can tell me that one of those cheeses that you have in your fridge is indeed brie. If it is Brie, you got a friend in me. And yes, I did just come up with that on the spot. Mystic, how's it going? You joined at a weird time, but hey, you know, expect the unexpected here. Cheddar. Cheddar's good. Marble's like, okay. But Brie is like my favorite cheese. Like, it's fancy, but not too fancy. You know? I've had dill cheese before, too. It was kind of weird, but, you know, I tried it. Yeah. Yeah, you can't have it all the time, otherwise it loses its awesomeness, you know? I agree. There's a couple of spots here that I feel like if I add a bit more ballast, it'll be better. I don't want to overkill by any means. But I definitely want to make cooler. Port wine cheddar. Yeah, see, yeah, dill cheese is good with sausage. Huh. Just regular sausage? Like, you wouldn't do like a honey mustard sausage or something like that, right? Just regular. Canada Junior. Yeah, basically. Hello, Wisconsin. So I'm just tidying up some of this track ballast here. Just making sure that things are moving down the line here. And obviously you want to make sure that when you do go to ballast, that you're at that stage where, you know, you've ran trains through here enough to know that it's good. The track is good. Power is good. I'm going to come back after and paint some of these rails. These are heavy tracks that are like heavily used, so you're not going to see too much rust on them. This is main lines, so. And I'm comfortable with that. Oh, you know what? I just got a bit more. Why don't I just add this to this back section here? This needs a bit more. Okay. Okay, just want that. And I gotta grab a paper towel. Sorry, eh? Oh, have a good night, Edward. Okay, so let's seal this up. Let's make some dreams happen. Okay, so first things first, I take my isopropyl alcohol, 90 some odd percent. We saturate the ballast. Again, mist mode, so I'm not like pushing anything here, not getting too close that it will move stuff around. I'd like to thank my supplier, Walmart, for giving me lots of isopropyl at a decent price, which is whatever they market as at the time. So what this does, this will penetrate all the way through and it will soak into the ballast, making it all wet all the way through. Oh, yeah, right. Spray that stuff on your cuts. That's some emo-ness right there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm taking the mixture of isopropyl, or not isopropyl, white glue and water mixture. And I'm going to start on one side of the track, just like this, and I'm going all the way down. Nothing heavy here, just wetting it with the water glue. And then I go in between the ties here, in between the two rails, I should say. And I'm going right down. This is all 50-50 glue and water with a little bit of soap. And it's going to soak right in there. And when that dries, it'll be hard as a rock. Now, a lot of people use a whatchamacallit, an eye dropper, but I feel like my time is too valuable to do it like that. I have 50 other things I need to do, and I don't want to spend all day doing it with an eyedropper, basically. Is the gist of what I'm saying. Now what you want to do is you want to take your power washer and... Just kidding. You don't need the power washer. So if you want to remove all this, now again, you don't want to get glue all over your whatchamacallits as well. That would be terrible. I do not wish that upon my enemies. The cool thing is if I get isopropyl on this backdrop here, it dries and it doesn't ruin my backdrop. Did you know that? Isopropyl won't ruin the picture or the paint. Or the fact that it's like a paperish material substance. Leaf blower, yeah. So what you want to do is you want to pull out your leaf blower. And first you like aim it right at the base here. Imagine if I did videos where you just do all the wrong things. So you take your power washer, you fill it with lighter fluid. Now I'm like spraying as I'm slightly moving, so I'm not all in one place. You want to make sure you get an evenly covered amount of glue on the areas that you're trying to lock in here. Almost an all-nighter. There was a couple of times where I had to sit down because my age was showing. Ouch, my age. Now my back hurts time to time, and because I'm like standing here like... Right now I'm on my tippy toes because I'm short. And I feel like I can call them my tippy toes without judgment. But yeah, I'm standing here trying to get the back part of this layout. It's like, if I use a step stool, I'm too tall. But if I don't use a step stool, I'm too short. So what I'm saying is I'm pooched either way, but I'm going to try my best here. And I'm just going around these switches, not hitting the points where a lot of that would need to move. The alcohol did hit those points, but it's not going to do anything. I cleaned my track with alcohol anyways. Nothing like moonshine and something else to clean your tracks. Imagine instead of saying, well, I use rubbing alcohol. No, you just take alcohol and you rub it in. Which alcohol did you use? The hard stuff. I'm going to do that. I'll make a thing where they just do all wrong advice. I'll call it, they don't make it like that. And I feel like I wouldn't be stepping on any toes. Ow, my throat. All right. You need a topside creeper. A topside creeper. I think I just found Tim's new nickname. Topside creeper. I'm going to text him later. I'm like, hey there, topside creeper. What are you doing? What are you doing watching my videos? I hope this has been as invigorating for me as it is for you. Or I hope it is for you as it is for me. Because this is tiring. This is the best. Doing this stuff, getting this over and done with. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how long I've been sitting here staring at this, being all like, I need this done. Like now. And I'm just going over some of these other sections just to make sure, because you can never be too sure. Last thing I need is ballast coming loose. You know? Just one of those things. Okay, well, that was something. Did I do back here? Okay. So once that dries, it'll be cool. So I can run trains through it. Next thing. Let's grab this here, because something else I was working on. This is a whole section here, and it goes right here, but I feel like I want to paint that first. So I just need to grab one thing. Okay, because I'm really looking to get a lot of this done, you know, like, you ever get tired of staring at something on your layout and you're like, I just want to get this done, get it over with, so that you can move on to the next part, whatever that is, and do the cool stuff? like running trains. Oh yeah, yeah. I actually have those platforms there are from my old layout at my old house. And I had an elevated station that was 2 tracks that just ran right down the middle. And I had those platforms on both sides. And I had lights that would shine down on the platforms. And it was just like the real thing. But I ended up taking like most of the light, because when I took the layout apart, right, I took a lot of it apart, just apart, and I took the lights off of them because I had to move and stuff. So a lot of it I have to put back. But I wanted to make sure that the section was secure first. I wanted to make sure that it was good before I start drilling holes for lights and adding things like that. For example, I added that building to the backdrop here behind where I ballasted because I knew the section was gonna, I needed to add those lights to kind of finish this section off to make it look, a certain way, right? So that was all part of finishing that off. Now, I don't have the hubs set up for it, so I won't be able to light it up for you guys today, but in the near future, I definitely will do that. And I'll show you what everything looks like at night. Right now, I'm just painting a road. This road has needed to be painted for quite some time now. I never got around to it till just this moment. And just like that, it's done, 2 minutes. That's all it took. But you want to make sure everything is good first, right? And I'll just take some of this, blend it over here. And I'm just going to move that bus, because that's an expensive bus. And I'm also going to do this right here. So this road, because we were talking about roads earlier, this road is actually from the Walthers Cornerstone street system. Yep. That's about it. That's all I wanted to tell you. If you want to know if I like it, yeah, it's okay. Is it worth the money? Yeah, I mean, I think that's up to you to decide, but it's very specific. When you're setting up something like a road, sometimes a road is not so cut and dry, straight this way. So if you're looking for like a quick way to set up a road or a street, that's probably the way to go. But if you're looking for so much more, then just build it yourself. But of course, with that, obviously it's a lot more work, but it's rewarding work. So, okay. This road is not perfect. It's just, this is the Woodland Scenics top coat asphalt. Asphalt. I need a bigger brush. Voila. I haven't attached that sign yet, but I will. Just gonna sit it here like that. Thanks, Tim. Tim, that's terrible. I do have another base here, but I didn't get to paint it. Give me 1 second. That's why it's important to plan ahead. But at the same time, whatever. So you'll see, you know, obviously I have the base plate for the building, and then I attached sidewalk to it because it's plastic to plastic, and that's all one section, right? I keep that separate from the road so that I can move that. I'll be able to drill holes in to send my lights through, you know, and add stuff like that. And then I keep my building separate from the base so that I can still go back and I can work on the insides, right? I'll just kind of give you a slight tour. So that's kind of what it looks like so far. And this is a parking lot here. So I want to put some trees along here, which would be neat to give the car shade, right? And it also kind of hides back here as well. We got some stick-on graffitis here to offend Tim a little bit because I know how much he hates those. But that's okay because he's going to come by and he's going to do that entire wall for me. Right, Tim? And then I've got another building. This is the base for that building. Again, it's not painted. But you'll see I had to cut out the plastic here and make a custom fit just for this. Right? And then I got to do something in here. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But this building here, which is what I've been working on a lot lately, and you'll probably see me work on this on Sunday. This is how that building turned out, by the way. Because I mixed my own paint and I decided to do my own brickwork for it. So I'm going to bring that over. But you can kind of see that this goes like that. So far, just this side of the street is, you know. And I want to do like a mural here. Because this is like, obviously it's facing outward. So it'd be nice to do like a graffiti here of something. Or on the back. Just like a little piece, you know. Because there's, obviously you can't put a building up against here. There'll probably be an alleyway here. But you won't know because it's where the layout drops off, right? And I know it looks really dark from there. Maybe standing here, does it look brighter? I don't know. It's because the light is like on this side of the wall, so it doesn't really light that up all that much. But yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. And then you can obviously see the ballast in the back there. All that is done. Right up to the bridge. And what else is cool is that I've got lights inside here. There's 4 lights. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And it lights up the tunnel as well. Very cool. Again, those lights aren't connected because I'm going to be connecting them just like that building back there. And all the lights will be connected together. I also want to add street lights. So like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then more lights down this way when I build all this. But that's kind of how the whole scene is going to, come together. I got to figure out how far a lamppost is in scale feet. If anybody knows, how far do you put lampposts from each other down a not a residential street, but a commercial street? If anybody knows, throw it in the comments because I need to know. But I would also like to know. It'll, come to life here on the layout. And that's why I need to know. Yeah, I hope that looks cool. I hope you like that. I'm a fan. So what was that? 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 3 hours. I think I reached my, the most I can do even for my back is like killing me right now. What's a good base to scratch build on? When you say a base to scratch build on, what do you mean? A lot of the scratch builds that I do, I don't even use a base, or I'll make my own. I've done scratch builds that are just plastic kits, and I've also built my own out of foam core board. So for the foam core board, I'm also using foam core for the base as well. But yeah, with my other kits that are just... kits that I've scratch built. I don't know, but I'll use the foam core board for that as well. I suggest that on a Georgia Sunbelt. Let's see, 10 feet. Okay, so 10 scale feet. So I got to figure out whatever 10 feet is in HO is how far I would put them from each other. I appreciate that. I am going to see what I can do here with that. If I need to make it a little bit less or a little bit more, then at least I can, I can play with that a bit. A material for a flat surface that will not bend. Let's make sure you have that will not bend. Foam core board. Absolutely. Plastic will bend sometimes, unfortunately, but foam core board, if you buy a nice flat piece, you can hot glue it to it. And then if you ever need to move or reuse, and you want to reuse the building, it just peels right off and it's an easy cleanup. Wigwag signing out. Thanks for an awesome stream. I had a lot of fun and even learned a few things. That's good. Hopefully I showed some stuff that you guys can take with you, put it in your pocket and, pull it out in the future and say, hey, I saw Chris do that. So, no response to that specifically. Trackside Mike caught. Keith is loaded with questions. How long the pole is, or how long the pole is. Okay, so you would put one pole in, and then you would lay it down, and then you would put the next one at the end of that, roughly. Yeah, because obviously if it falls over, you don't want to hit the next pole, right? All right. Well, that's about it for tonight. Um, I could give you guys the whole spiel again, but I'm sure that if you're still here, then you already know that the Christmas show is happening in exactly 2 weeks. Make sure that you've already subscribed to Trackside Mike, Dundas Junction Model Railroad, which is James, and Mark, M&M Rails, and then, of course, myself. At that point, you're welcome to join us on the 22nd. We'll be doing some giveaways, some cool stuff. And yeah, then beyond that, there's lots more on the way. But I really appreciate everybody joining me tonight. I really enjoy all the questions. And if you've got more questions, or if I missed any, I always go back and I always check the chat, of course, because I don't get to stare at it the entire time because I'm usually working away. So I miss some of the jokes and whatnot. So Derek says, I think the section you ballasted with 4 tracks is going to be a busy area. Indeed. I'm sure that if you guys haven't already seen trains run through there, you'll definitely see some more at some point. I'm hoping to get a nice shot of trains going through there while there's like people in the downtown section. I think that would be awesome. I like to set up little sections throughout the layout. I don't know if you've noticed, and I hope it's not too repetitive, but I like to like rail fan layouts, not just my own, but I'm setting up sections on the layout where they're really key areas for, catching a train going through or going by. So, for those who want to bring a train over, let's say they just got this brand new train and they want to take some pictures of it on the layout. I've got a number of sections right now where those guys can do that. And I know Bubs is really big for bringing over brand new trains and whatnot, and so are some of the other guys. So I like to set up little sections throughout that they can do that and get a really nice photo. Especially like if I get a new train, I want to get some cool shots and whatnot as well. So, but I think I kept you long enough. It's 11:11. Make a wish. I wish for my bed. I want to go to bed. But you guys have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you on Sunday. This Sunday, because it's the Sunday brunch kit build, and then we'll be back next Thursday, but we'll be over on M&M Rails' channel, and he'll be doing Third Rail Thursday then. And of course, the Christmas show one last time, 7 o'clock, go over to Mike's channel, they make it like that, and then join us at 8 o'clock for the super cheesy Christmas show. Big shout out to everybody who joined tonight. Big shout out to the admins. Thank you for all your help. And we will see you really, really soon.